What's up, everybody? Hope y'all are doing good. Y'all, it's raining really hard outside, so please forgive me. I hope you can hear me good. Yeah, I'm sorry about this. So hopefully next time I make a video, I want to make sure it's not raining when I do it. But this video, y'all, is actually on, you know, it breaks off of my previous video about when, you know, being married, and you know how I told y'all that I got married a while back, and you know, just on that. But this video is actually going to be on the part of that video where I talked about my husband having 3 children and what it's like being a step parent. Y'all, when I first took on the role of a step parent, it was different. It was challenging. It was hard because, you know, I don't have any children. At least not yet. I do want a child one day, but not until I'm older. So, you know, coming and being a single man, you know, with no partner, with no children, going in to a relationship with another man, and then his 3 children, you know, that was a big change. That was a big change. And, you know, luckily for me and the kids, like, we get along fine. We have never had any problems. You know, and because I know it's new for them, I guess, to have a new parental figure in their life. I can only imagine, because, you know, I think they handle it y'all better than I would have. Like, you know, they're older, but they're not grown. They still live at home, and they're not little babies. So, you know, they have, you know, their own opinions about stuff. They have the ability to think for themselves, and they can speak up, you know, whenever they wish. But, you know, I just know when I was their age, if my parents had remarried and, you know, my mom or dad brought their new partner around, and that person came into my life and started to almost try to act like they were my parent and boss me around and tell me what to do, there is no doubt in my mind that that would piss me off, and I would hate them, and we would probably not have a very good relationship. So the one thing about me, I think, that really works well with my stepchildren is that I give them their space. I give them their time away. I'm not overbearing on them. I don't set all these rules, you know, I don't stay on to them about stuff all the time. And it's for that simple fact is that they're old enough, you know, they know that I'm not their dad. I mean, their mom and dad, you know, their biological mom and dad are alive and well and healthy. They see them every single day. They live mostly full-time with their mom. You know, but my husband, their dad, they see him every day. He picks them up for school, and, you know, they eat supper every night. But, you know, so they're very, you know, well aware that I am not their dad. And I really figured that out coming in to it, because I was like, you know, I want a good relationship with my stepchildren. Like, there is no doubt in my mind. I want a good relationship, a lifelong good relationship. And it takes a different level of thinking, I think, to be a good step parent, because you have to come in to it knowing that, you know, when you're dealing with a child like that, you know, children, they're still developing. They're still learning their way, and, you know, they're going to mess up. They're going to say stuff they shouldn't. But, you know, you have to understand that you're supposed to be a parental figure to them, but you're not supposed to be overbearing. You're not supposed to jump on them over everything and act like you're a boss. I think that would drive people apart more than anything. And yes, y'all, there have been plenty of times where I have almost lost my patience. I have lost my patience before. Patience is a virtue that I was not blessed with in life at all. I've never really had much patience in general with things that annoy me, or much patience with people who I think say and do like idiotic stuff. Yeah, I get really pissed off about it. And I guess it's a little different with children, because most of the time I do know a lot of times they just don't know any better. I mean, they're still growing up, they're still maturing, their brain's still developing. So, you know, they kind of have an excuse to an extent to act silly and, you know, maybe not do the right thing all the time. But I don't quite lose my patience as bad with them as I do, for instance, like an adult who knows better, that knows fully right from wrong, but yet they choose to do the thing that is not right to do, or something stupid and dumb. Then I really lose my patience. So, you know, with children, it makes it a little easier knowing they really don't know any better half the time. But, you know, there have been times that I have gotten very ticked off, because it is very, very hard going from a single man to a stepfather of 3 kids, because 3 children at one time together it is a lot. It can be overwhelming. It can be just, I don't know, it really can tear my nerves up, and it can really, really give me a lot of anxiety, because things can get really loud, they can get really rambunctious, they start arguing with each other, and I have a hard time letting that roll off my back. I get very irritable and in a bad mood, but I'm learning as time goes on to not let it affect me like that, because I don't want it to affect me in the wrong way, because I don't want to be that person that does not get along with their stepchildren or tries to pull their father away from them. And, because I think that is just so messed up and sick. I have people in my family that have done that shit like that. And, it's just horrible. So, when you go into a marriage knowing that they have children that they see, and that they love, you need to accept that. And you need to consider that a complete part of your life as well. That's only fair. No one should ever come into your life and, be like, oh, you need to choose me over your children. No, it should never work like that. You're supposed to love your kids unconditionally, and you need, and I knew I wanted to be the partner that really supported my partner in being the best dad that he can possibly be. And I do feel like I'm doing a very good job. There are plenty of times, y'all, when situations happen with the kids, I don't know what the hell to say. I don't know what to do. I do have my own thoughts and opinions on things, and sometimes, a lot of times really, my opinion of when let's say they get in trouble for something, what I would do sometimes differs than what their mom and dad do, as in discipline. I'm big on discipline, not on like mean punishment or nothing, but I definitely am big on manners and teaching right from wrong, and there being a punishment for doing things that you knew you should not. And there are times that when they get in trouble for stuff, I look at it as, I would do it this way, I would do it that way. So, that's one thing about being a step parent is, I don't feel comfortable, I guess, a lot speaking up. Because they're not my kids, and this is all still new for me, and it's new for them, so I just feel kind of weird and out of place, speaking up and trying to punish them. And I don't know, I can't bring myself to do it. I guess a lot of it too is just being tender-hearted towards them. I would hate to hurt one of their feelings, because if I hurt one of those kids' feelings, that would upset me so bad. I don't like to hurt people's feelings if I can help it. So, situations like that can be a little weird, but this has absolutely prepared me tremendously, y'all, for how I want to raise my child in the future. All these situations and circumstances that are coming up that are so new to me, I feel like they are preparing me to be a dad in the future, to be the best dad I can possibly be. And so, I absolutely think everything happens for a reason. And this is what I believe, this is the reason why I've gotten into this relationship, is to learn from it. And my patience, has grown tremendously with children. And, my patience kind of fluctuates with some people, though. Some people I just don't have any patience with. But overall, in this relationship, I've really learned a lot more patience with children than what I had before. Because I used to not really care to be around kids very much. Even though I've always known I would have a child and I wanted one of my own, I never was really fond of other people's children. Like my 2 nieces, I love them. I love them so much. I mean, and yes, I can only take them in doses sometimes, because they are, they're 3 and 4 years old. And so it can be a little wild. So I can only take them in doses. But, other than that, I never really was a big fan of being around kids, just because of how loud it was, and just just interruptive. And I don't know, I like silence a lot. I really do. I like silence. I like to keep to myself. So, this right here, y'all, has turned me more into a man than anything has in a long time, learning to be a good parental figure. And, being a step parent is not everyone's desirable role. You never hear somebody saying, you hear people saying, oh, I want to be a parent, or I don't want to have kids, but I've never heard anyone say they want to be a step parent. And looking back on my life and, coming to that realization, I understand that, because it can be a weird role sometimes. It can have its very uncomfortable moments. you know, and it's very challenging on someone because there's so many situations that come up as, you know you're their step parent, but you know, you sit and think, should I do this? Should I do that? Should I say this? Should I say that? Will it upset the kids? Will it upset their parents? You know, all these scenarios run through your head, and it'll put a strain on you. It'll put a strain on your relationship with the person that that is their parent. It absolutely can do that. It can cause arguments. You know, I completely understand where people are coming from when they say being a step parent is hard. But y'all, other than that, I would not change it though, because I know I'm exactly where I need to be in my life right now. And I'm so thankful for these opportunities that have come into my life and give me the ability to learn. Because, you know, I just know this is preparing me for the day that I have my child, and I really hope it's a little boy. You know, and I can be the best dad that I possibly can be because, you know, I actually have some experience. So, you know, when I think about it that way, it's very special to me that I was able, you know, to get the experiences I'm having now with practicing, I guess, to really be a dad. So, you know, life is great right now, y'all. I love my husband. You know, the step kids are doing wonderful. I love my husband's family. I couldn't be happier. My family, everything's good with us. So, you know, I'm very thankful to God that everything is going so well, and you know, YouTube's going great. I appreciate you guys so much just supporting me in all this, and you know, I can't thank you enough. So guys, thank y'all so much for watching this video. I will be back shortly, probably in a few days, with another video. You guys stay tuned, and I will see you soon. Goodbye.